Hello guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. If you don't know me, my name is Lalo and this is my kitchen. And today I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can cook the tricolor carrots. Because sometimes we see them and then we just put all of them in a pan, we roast them and that's it. I'm not saying that's incorrect or that is not flavorful. What I'm saying is you can do different things with them and make your plates more colorful, surprise someone, maybe a special one, or a customer if you're a chef. So let's get to it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click that subscribe button and like the video if you like it. Or if you just like the introduction, just like it right now so you don't forget. Thank you so much. It's gonna be a beautiful plate, very fresh, with very few ingredients. The first thing we're going to do for our beautiful orange carrots, we're going to cut the tops and the bottoms, just a little bit. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to peel our carrots. Make sure your peeler is sharp, so you just remove the first layer of the skin if you don't remove any meat. Don't throw it out. Even this from all your carrots was onion, garlic, thyme. That's it, you have a veg broth. If you have kombu, even better. I have a mandolin with me, but also I'm going to show you a way to do it with your knife. Depending on the size that you want the longest strips, either you leave it whole, this is more difficult to handle, and also because it's a very thin carrot, or you cut it in half. So I'm going to try to do it whole just so you see. So here you need to press with all your palm the whole carrot, and then from the back you're just going to slice it down. Just going to slice it down, and then we're going to get this. So that's what we want, so just repeat that. And now, look, they can be even thinner if you want, but the technique is the same. So just keep sliding down carefully. At this point, this part of the carrot is way thinner, so this is not going to pass. And it doesn't make any sense that I try to pass it because it's going to get stuck and I might get hurt. So I'm just going to remove the tip and then I'm going to do the rest with this carrot. So now from here, it's easier to handle, right? And this is the end, so you just push. Your mandolin needs to be very sharp because otherwise it's going to be very difficult. And that's it. And then after we have these strips, we're going to place them on ice cold water. This is very ice cold water. If you want to make it faster, you don't have ice cubes, what you're going to do is put the whole bowl in the freezer, just like that, for like an hour, so the water is going to get super cold and the vegetables are going to be fine because they're going to be submerged in water. And that's the trick for making the vegetables crispier, only cold water. Okay, if I were going to do it with my knife, you need to see how long is your knife, right? It could cover the whole carrot. I'm just going to do it until here because it's going to be even better. So I'm going to create a base first, so my carrot is stable, and then from here, with my fingers facing down, I'm just going to go as close as I can and I'm just going to slice. Also, you're going to need a very sharp knife, so just to pass. It can be even fast if your knife is sharp enough. It can be fast. And look, like this is knife, this is mandolin. It is very thin, okay? We're going to place our carrots in the freezer for 1 hour or so. Okay, so we're going to roast our pulper carrots. So very simple. Just cut the top and the bottom. These we're going to make it into a broth, remember? And then we peel the same way. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of olive oil. This is virgin olive oil, not extra virgin. Sea salt. We're gonna season our carrots now. Make sure all my carrot has olive oil. It's going to protect it and also it's going to help the roasting process. I have here fennel. I toasted them and then I ground them. Now we have our fennel carrots. If you're doing more than 2, it's the same process. We're just going to put it in the center of our sheet tray with parchment paper, and then it's going to go into the oven at 350. And lastly, our last carrot is the golden carrot, or white carrot as well. It's called both names. We're going to peel it, we're going to chop it, and we're going to steam it with some garlic, and this is going to be the puree. Interesting fact is, I don't know if you knew, but white carrots or golden carrots, they were the first carrots that were cultivated like 10,000 years ago. Also, do you know that baby food puree is made with this kind of carrots? Why? Because this kind of carrots doesn't contain a lot of carotenoids. The carotenoids are what it gives the carrots their orange color. Your baby can actually get orange skin. I'm not completely sure if this is a fact, like your baby can turn orange if you gave them carrots, but it's just something that I was very interesting about. I was like, wow, is that really true or not? Like, did I eat carrots? I think I ate carrots when I was, I'm gonna ask my mom. So now I'm going to chop them in the same size. For example, this is very thin, it's going to cook faster, so I'm gonna cut a longer piece. This as well. And then this is almost the same, so I'm just going to cut it in this. All of this is going to be puree, so here what it matters is the timing that you want. If you want it faster, just cut it smaller, but also you need to keep in mind that if it's too small, it's going to absorb a lot of water. Everything in the steamer with the garlic for about 30 minutes. Place my carrot in here, and then garlic in. So if you realize in what order I did the three things that I did. So first we did the carrots that were going to go in the freezer because they take longer, like 1 to 2 hours, right? This is the first thing that you need to do, and this is the way you should be thinking when you are going to cook. You can make cooking more efficient, and if you're cooking for more than 2 people, it's very, very useful to know this. Second thing that I did is carrots that go into the oven. They take about 40 to 50 minutes depending on the thickness of the carrot. Third thing is my carrots are going to be steamed. Why put them last minute? Because I can cut them even smaller, even if I'm in a rush because that is already working. What I'm going to do is I cut them smaller and then I put them in the steamer, low temperature, so it steams. The water is not really boiling so high that is like a lot of steam going in and going out. I just want it slowly steaming. You need to involve also your senses. Did you realize the beautiful color in the purple carrot? Or in the golden carrot that I show you? When I open it, that vibrant purple color. Cooking is not only like, oh yeah, just chop something. Everyone can show you that. Just chop it, put it in a pan, cook it, puree it. But what I'm trying to show you, what I'm trying to share with you is like my passion, because cooking for me is my life. You know, I do this every single day, even though if I don't have to work because I have to eat. And I prefer honestly to cook myself than do other takeouts because takeouts are not really good. Even vegan food is even worse when they are in takeout. From my perspective, just throwing it out there. What I was saying is that this is what is cooking about. Smelling the orange, cut it, see the beautiful color, using the skin, being sustainable, like getting involved with your food, because at the end, who's going to eat the food? You, right? Whatever you make, you're gonna eat it. I mean, unless you're a chef, who's going to eat it? Your customers. But you want your customers to feel that energy that you put in there, that passion, that love. Because otherwise, then why cooking? Then order takeout. But no. Why not? Because I'm going to show you all of this. Don't go anywhere because we're going to finish this beautiful plate. Okay, so now we're going to do our vinaigrette. Remember I told you about using the skin? So what I'm going to do is, even though I might not be using it now, I might, you know, because you can put it on the top. What I'm going to do is save it. You can infuse salt with this. You can also use them in your oatmeal, in different preparations. So now let's get to the orange. First, I'm going to take all of this out of here. And it seems that it's not a lot, but it is quite a lot. Okay, now our orange zest is out of the way. We're going to do orange segments. So we just remove the top, the bottom, and then we're going to start with our knife incline, in angle, all the way down. So it's going to be the same shape of the orange. So we start here, and then we just go down, 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 the same. You're going to realize that we have a clean surface, maybe just a little bit here. Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to base our cut in this line, because now at the beginning we don't know where is the line. But now we know that this is the line. We insert our knife the same in an angle, and then we just go through that line, and you have a clean cut. And then we do that with the whole orange. And now that we have our orange, you need a sharp knife. And what we're going to do is insert our knife between these separations of the orange. Insert the knife here, all the way into the center of the orange. Be careful with your fingers, and then insert the knife in the other direction. And what is going to happen is the orange is just going to come out, just like that. And then you have a beautiful orange segment. So we're going to keep our orange segments in the cutting board because we're going to do the vinaigrette in this bowl, but I want the juice in the bowl. If your knife is not sharp enough, you're going to bruise all your segments and they're not going to look clean. So just be aware of that. Don't worry if you leave a little bit of the meat in there because we're going to use it for use for the vinaigrette. And now just use your hands and squeeze all the juice. This is all the goodness. This one you can throw it out. I love it, so I eat it. Now we're going to use also lemon juice, but if you realize, I already said my lemon because of what I told you before. I really use it. And then we're going to use extra virgin olive oil for our vinaigrette. We're gonna put some salt in here. This is going to be to taste the salt. Now I just whisk. This might create emulsion, but this is going to be temporary. And as you see, already changed the color and everything. Taste, it is good. It's a little bit of salt, but it's good. And to add more flavor, I'm going to use the skin that we just removed from the lemon and from the actual blood orange. That is going to create more flavor because the skin has a lot of oil, so it's going to release in that vinaigrette and it's going to be delicious. Taste again. Beautiful. The vinaigrette is going to be a little bit acidic, and that's okay, and that's what we want because the carrots are going to be sweet. The puree is kind of sweet. Also the purple carrots. The only thing that is not going to be that sweet are the carrots that we shave. They're going to remain like a neutral flavor. But with this acidity, it's going to balance the whole dish. Okay, so our carrots are ready. How do we know? First, you can tell here, the cake tester went through. Second test, if you don't believe that, then you just go like this with a knife. You see how easy it is? I just mash it. That's what we want. We don't want it super overcooked. You can see that it offers a little bit of resistance, but it's ready for puree. So now we're going to do everything in there with the garlic. For this, we're going to use olive oil, virgin olive oil, because if we use extra virgin, it's going to overpower the flavor of the carrots. So we just use the fat because also the fat is going to help us to emulsify the carrots. And now we're going to blend with our immersion blender. Why? Because there are not many carrots, so I'm not going to be able to put them in the actual blender. Okay, now we're going to taste. My goodness, it's so good. It is very, very, very sweet. Just a little bit of salt. This is definitely going to need a little bit of acidity. So what I'm going to do is just add a little bit of lemon juice. Oh my God, it is really good, guys. The texture is perfect. It is very airy, fluffy, and the flavor is just spectacular. When you have good produce and you know how to treat it, really the final product it is amazing. We can still pass this through a chinois, but just by looking at it, I know it is very smooth and all of it will pass. So that's ready. So now we're ready to plate. Everything is ready. Our carrots, we took them out of the freezer. We have the ones that we're roasting and we have our puree. I'm going to take out my carrots. Can you see how they curl? The more time they spend in cold water, the more they're going to curl and the crisper they get. So something you need to do when you're going to serve them is just place them in a towel because you don't want that excess of water. Before you're going to eat them, just season them. I'm just going to tap just to get that moisture out, just being careful. So now it's time to plate, guys. This is where you can get creative, can go crazy, and you can do whatever you want. So we're going to use a little bit of our puree, and now with a glass, what we're going to do is just do this. We just want a shape that is not uniform. Getting one of our circles that we have in here, and then just place our carrot on top. We're also going to do this with our other carrots, just to add a little bit of motion into the plate. You can use the ones that are really, really thin, just so everything kind of moves together. Here you can see the fennel, beautiful. Outside, that's why I didn't cut that one. But then we got this, the reversal one. And then this is open. Bring our vinaigrette, look the beautiful color. It's fine if it separates because you're going to be able to see the red and the yellow from the olive oil. You want some on top of the carrot, but you want also a little bit around so the people can get, you know, while they are eating the whole salad. You don't want to be cheap, you want to have, you know, some enough so they can grab a little bit of on each bite. Then we have our orange segments. If you see how beautiful they are, stand them up here. I have a little bit more of the puree. Why I did this, I just want to put some dots in here, just so, maybe here. This is just to add more texture to the plate so it doesn't look that empty in here. To finish, we're going to top it with a little bit of mint and a little bit of toasted coconut. This is really good because you're going to get all the fat from the coconut. This is toasted. I toasted in a pan. Just tear them apart with your hands. And the same, you know, you just want to have a little bit of like on every bite. And there you have it. Simple way to create a beautiful dish with 3 color carrots, using all of them, different textures, balanced with the beautiful vinaigrette made with blood orange, lemon juice and olive oil. Very simple, very neat. You have the coconut to add more flavor, and to add freshness, you have a little bit of fresh mint. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you being here. See you soon.